Hey you! Today we will be reviewing the faculty. It's got Josh Hartnett, Clea DuVall, Femke Jansen, and Mr. Frodo. At a high school faculty meeting in the teacher's lounge, Principal Drake informs other students that there is no money for computers, new books, and the coming school musical. As they are a football town, the school budget is strapped due to the monetary demands of the football team. As we leave for the night, Principal Drake converses with kindly theater teacher Mrs. Olson. Principal Drake realizes that she has left her keys in her office, so she returns into the school. Once retrieved, she turns and finds the football coach in her office. He's mighty, let's say, pushy, and stabs her with a pencil through the hand. Principal Drake runs back outside, escaping the clutches of the crazed coach, safely behind chained locked doors. Just then, the kindly theater teacher, Mrs. Olson, stabs Principal Drake multiple times with a pair of large scissors. The next day, we are introduced to Zeke, played by Hartnett, the school drug dealer, moody loner Stokely, played by DuVall, and nerdy Casey, played by Mr. Frodo. Delilah, the head cheerleader, and her boyfriend, star quarterback Stan. We are also introduced to Mary Beth, an exchange student from Atlanta, Georgia. Back in the teacher's lounge, all of the teachers present are looking pretty burnt out, except for the coach and Mrs. Olson. Miss Olson glowed up. Seriously, she looks good. As the day continues, we get a greater understanding of the dynamic of the teens. Stan approaches Delilah and explains that he no longer wants to do football as he wants to concentrate on his academics, worrying about his future. Delilah is really rude and dismissive of his feelings. Mary Beth pursues a friendship with Stokely. It is clear that Stokely is a loner and has gone through great lengths to isolate herself from others. We learn Zeke is quite intelligent, despite him repeating his senior year. We are also introduced to Miss Burke. Miss Burke, a life coach who sleeps with her own adopted son. I'm just kidding. If you've never seen Nip Tuck, what is going through your mind right now? And if you've never seen Nip Tuck, I'm excited for you to see Nip Tuck. It's an amazing show. Miss Burke, played by Jansen, is actually a quite naive and mousy teacher. In the school parking lot, Zeke is selling a substance that he hides into, those clear ballpoint pens with the clear tube, and then they have like the blue cap, and you take the ink thing out. Mrs. Burke confronts him, saying that if he used just 5% of his intellect, he wouldn't be where he is right now. He teases her and tries to sell her laxatives and cherry-flavored condoms. Offended by his rudeness, she leaves sheepishly. While enjoying his lunch near the football field, a juice box, Casey finds what almost looks like a severed finger. Casey takes it to his biology teacher for inspection. All of the students are pretty enthralled by this specimen that seems to be a sea-dwelling organism. The teacher says that Casey may have discovered a new species. They drop it in a fish tank and it sprouts red, long, dangly things and then replicates. The biology teacher says that he'll send it to the university for further inspection. While Stan is taking a shower, the creepy lady from The Shining enters, disrobes, and hugs him. Disturbed, Sam calls for help. Casey runs in to see what is happening and then runs to find help. In the principal's office, glowed up Mrs. Olson tries to explain that the lady from The Shining has cancer and the medications that she is on is causing her abnormal behavior. And as Casey looks outside, the coach is stoically standing in the middle of the football field as he is soaked by the sprinklers. Delilah and Casey, can we just stop for a second? We have to talk about something. We have to talk about what I like to call the EWE. That's the Elijah Wood effect. A phenomenon I describe as the overwhelming impulse to smile whenever you see Elijah Wood. I can't help it. Not much is known about the EWE, and many things can intensify this effect. Elijah Wood dancing, Elijah Wood rubbing his eyes, Elijah Wood wearing shorts. His scenes in Yellow Jackets almost rendered me catatonic. So many shorts were worn. Anyway, Delilah and Casey, who both work on the school paper, discuss needing a new story. Casey suggests that they write a story on the new phylum in bio. Unimpressed, Delilah lures Casey into the teacher's lounge. Casey does his best to hit on Delilah, Just then, they hear teachers approaching, so they hide in the closet. The coach and Mrs. Olson enter, followed by the school nurse. While watching through the closet's slats, the coach and Mrs. Olson attack the school nurse and throw up what looks like a gross worm into her ear. The chick from The Shining, all dead, falls over in the closet. Casey and Delilah quickly run out of the closet and into the hallway, where Principal Drake suddenly appears. She looks not at all like a person who has been stabbed multiple times with a pair of scissors. As the coach, Mrs. Olson, and the school nurse exit the teacher's lounge, all insisting that everything is fine, Casey and Delilah run. Casey returns to the school with the police and his parents. He tells them there's a body in the teacher's lounge closet, only for the police to pull out CPR dummy Resuscitation Annie. Casey makes a plea to the police to call Delilah, as she can corroborate his story, but the police inform him that they have already tried and she's not home. Casey's parents raid his room believing that he is on drugs. They take all of his privileges: no phone, no internet, no music, no porno. Can you believe that his mom ratted him out? Nowadays, porno. Welcome to the intermission. I thought for today's intermission it might be fun to do something that I would be doing in high school, and that is a math problem. I'd be doing a -2 math problem, but yeah, I've done some math problems in my day. I looked up some grade 12 math problems that have solutions and answers. I haven't looked at the answer. I'm going to try to do this. I'm going to probably embarrass myself, or maybe I won't. Who knows? This is the math problem. Are you ready? Okay. 2 large and 1 small pumps can fill a swimming pool in 4 hours. 1 large and 3 small pumps can also fill the same swimming pool in 4 hours. How many hours will it take 4 large and 4 small pumps to fill the swimming pool? We assume that all the large pumps are similar and all the small pumps are also similar. What have I done? Okay, so 2 large, and 1 large, and 3 small. How many hours will it take 4 large and 4 small? 4 large and 4 small to fill the swimming pool. Okay, so if we go, I'm not saying this out loud because I am going to get this wildly wrong, I speculate. So, okay, I have an answer. Let me check to see what the answer is. I don't think it's right. Yeah, that was way off. Oh my god. Okay. This is why I was in -2, okay? I'm gonna go and think about my life choices. Welcome back. The next morning, Casey begs his dad not to make him go back to the school. His dad insists and he reluctantly heads inside. Delilah, who is in drag, this is drag. Delilah, who is in drag, pulls Casey into the bathroom and they have a discussion about what is going on. Throughout the day, the teens notice that a lot of students are being called into the office. There seems to be a definite difference in all the students surrounding them, and all the teachers are acting abnormal as well, drinking tons and tons and tons and tons of water. Mary Beth from Atlanta is smitten with Zeke. He offers her a sample of his magic dust, and she declines, stating that she is allergic. Some burnouts approach Zeke to buy his whole stash of drug pens. He feels something is off about the proposal, hides what he has on him, and claims that he's all out. Just then, Miss Burke, appearing all dolled up with a double shot of confidence, confronts Zeke, insulting him, insulting his mom, while physically grabbing him. She's kind of scary. She threatens to kick his ass if she ever sees him peddling his stuff again. In the library, Casey and Stokely talk about a possibility of an alien invasion, or a conspiracy, or a parasite. Casey's eyes in this scene Big Blue. Casey, Stokely, Stan, Delilah, Zeke, and Mary Beth find themselves in the biology lab. They share their theory of an alien invasion and look for the specimen that Casey found on the football field, as they suspect that that may be the cause. The biology teacher enters the lab and attacks Casey. While he has Casey in his grasp, Zeke cuts off the teacher's fingers to save Casey, only for the bio teacher to turn on him. While on top of Zeke, another worm-looking thing comes out of the bio teacher's mouth, and Zeke stabs him in the eye with one of his special pens. The teacher seems to be stopped by the pen. Casey takes the thing that came out of the bio teacher's mouth in a jar. All flee the school, now full of infected students, to Zeke's house. They enter Zeke's lab and experiment on the specimen. They theorize it's a parasite that attaches to a host and then controls it, noting that the parasite needs a consistently moist environment to thrive. The drug Zeke sells in his pens is a diuretic, explaining why it worked on the biology teacher. It dried it out. The gang discuss more sci-fi theory, agreeing that if they kill the master parasite, they will kill all the parasites, and in doing so, if the host is not compromised, the host will survive. Casey, the hero that he is, wants to find and kill the master parasite. But how do they find the master parasite? They don't even know who it is. So now they're all paranoid that one of them may be infected, and how will they know? A test. Zeke's pens will suss out if anyone is an alien. They all take the test and pass, except for Delilah because she's an alien, and she escapes the lab. Aided with only a small supply of drugs, the teens head back to the school to find the master parasite, aiming to save everyone who is infected. As we mentioned before, it's a football town. All faculty are present at the Friday night game. They speculate that the master parasite is Principal Drake. Principal Drake enters the gym where the gang of teens are. They subdue her, shoot her, and Mary Beth uses the remaining of the dust on her, finally killing her. Wondering if all the others are okay, Stan volunteers to go outside and check. He returns claiming to be fine and begs to be let inside the school. The other teens put a pen under the door, demanding he take the test to prove that he's not infected. But of course he is. Now they speculate that the coach is the master parasite. They aim to kill him, but they need more drugs. Zeke believes that he might still have a few pens in his car, so he and Casey head out of the school into the parking lot. Casey gets separated from Zeke. Once again, Zeke and Miss Burke converse near his car. A fight ensues, Miss Burke is decapitated, and Zeke finds a few more pens. Back in the school, Mary Beth and Stokely have a moody conversation about being an outsider and being something that you're not. Mary Beth is tired of being something that she's not. She punches Stokely, transforming into a giant alien, revealing herself to be the master parasite. Casey arrives back at the gym. He and Stokely run into the locker room to hide, as Mary Beth follows. Zeke finds Stokely in the locker room, and Mary Beth, back in her human form, accuses Stokely of being an alien. Zeke wants Mary Beth to tell him why she's naked. It becomes clear to Zeke that she is the alien, and he questions how as she took the test. Well, she has like these eyelid things in her nostrils that she can close, and then she's got very dexterous alien fingers. Zeke tries to take a jab at her. Stokely stops him, revealing that she too is infected. Casey grabs Stokely and locks her in a tool crib. Zeke demands Casey quickly take the test. He's fine, and they hide. Zeke is thrown by Mary Beth, rendered unconscious. Casey takes the remaining pens off of Zeke as Mary Beth tries to entice him out, saying that he won't feel lost and lonely, and he can live without anger and live without fear. Casey yells that he would rather be afraid. Transformed back into a giant alien, Mary Beth runs down Casey back into the gym. Casey lures her behind the gym's telescopic bleachers as they fold. Casey makes it safely out the other side. The master parasite is crushed in place. Casey stabs her with some pens, guaranteed to jack her up, and she throws up a bunch of little parasites that start eating at his face. But the diuretic powers of the pens prove too much, and she dies, as all the parasites fall out of Casey's cute-ass face. 1 month later, Zeke is playing football, Stokely is wearing purple, and Casey gets Delilah. Today's credit shout-out is Guitar Wrangler Buck Sanders. It's a cool title, it's a cool name, it's a cool job. This is 90s horror at its best. The performances are so lovely. You can see the typical tropes of high school students, but it doesn't feel forced. It feels natural. And the soundtrack is so 90s. I love it. Actually, one thing I was thinking when I was watching this, talking about sound, it definitely has those 90s horror movie stings. I think that's what they're called. You know, those horror movie sound effects. You know what I'm talking about? Okay. I mean, it's got Elijah Wood. It does more than enough for any movie's rating. But I'll give it 5 cherry flavored condoms out of 2 big blue eyes.